Far beyond the borders of Nazareth, in a gilded throne room high above the clouds, a new king sat. His name was Ramposa III, once a proud and shining monarch of the Restes kingdom. Now, a puppet? He wore a crown, but every decision that head was a trial. Every law passed was a test. Every word he spoke was carefully selected to avoid any misstep that would incur the displeasure of the sorcerers who now ran his kingdom. His council was gone, replaced with 5 men in black robes whose eyes and ears belonged elsewhere. His kingdom still bore his name, and his flag flew high above the castle walls. But ask anyone within its borders, and they'd tell you the truth. The king was dead, and so was the kingdom. Only the shell remained. Unbeknownst to the people, his right-hand man, Marquis Raven, had been replaced months ago. Not with an imposter, mind you, but a doppelganger, conjured by one of the sorceress NPCs so real. Raven had been retired, quietly, efficiently. Yet despite Nazareth's best efforts, a new problem had emerged. A spy, someone, or something had been leaking minor reports from the capital. Nothing sensitive yet, but too consistent to ignore. Albedo viewed it as an insult. Demiurge saw it as a challenge, but Ains found it interesting. Let them watch, he said. Let them try to understand. So he allowed the leak to continue, subtly feeding false information while testing, baiting, manipulating. It worked. A rogue agent from the slain theocracy was eventually discovered trying to intercept what was believed to be confidential material. Instead of killing him, Demiurge orchestrated a grand deception. They staged a failed coup in the Restes court. The spy reported it. The theocracy believed it. And just like that, an entire nation miscalculated once more. Back in Nazareth, the Guardians celebrated another victory. But Ains remained still, thoughtful, because for all their cunning and control, there was one variable Nazareth could not fully predict: human unpredictability. People acted on emotions: desperation, love, pride, hatred. And sometimes those emotions birthed heroes. In a quiet tavern, far from politics and palaces, a young man listened intently to the rumors. He wore simple armor, bore no title, and carried only one thing of value: a grudge. Meanwhile, deep beneath the bustling streets of Katz, the enigmatic figure known as Zalk spoke with the two. As always, they argued. Zalk wanted to wait, to gather more power before making their move. The lizardmen wanted immediate action, to strike at the theocracy while the opportunity was ripe. But Zalk was adamant. She had seen the rise of Nazareth and the fall of the Sorcerer Kingdom before. She knew how quickly things could change. More importantly, she knew how unpredictable humans could be. Patience was key. In the human world, patience was often mistaken for weakness. But in the world of magic and monsters, it was a virtue. For Zack, time was more than a resource. It was a weapon. Every moment she spent gathering power, weaving her plans, was another nail in the coffin of her enemies. Soon, very soon, she would have her revenge. As night fell over Katz, wrapping the city in darkness, Sheltir strolled through the deserted streets. She was beautiful, graceful, deadly. But tonight, she wasn't hunting. Tonight, she was playing. The moon was her companion, the shadows her She was a predator stalking its prey, savoring the anticipation of the hunt. Her senses were keen, her instincts sharper. But as she turned towards the brothel district, she froze. A chill ran down her spine, a warning she couldn't ignore. There was something here, something that made the hairs on the back of her neck stand on end. She could feel its presence like a phantom limb, a sixth sense tingling with unease. Whatever it was powerful, ancient, evil.